What's up, convoy? Welcome back to another video with the most handsome and knowledgeable truck driver on all of YouTube. Before we get today's video started, I just want to let you know out there, I've got a few of these hats, or as you up north in Canada call them toques, up for sale. They just say run hard, get paid across the front. They're embroidered in there. Pretty nice, comfy, warm hats for the wintertime. If you're interested in purchasing one, you can hit me up on Facebook, send me a message, or in my group, or on you could send me a DM via Instagram. I'll leave the links to those down in the description box. If you're interested, hit me up, send me a message, get a hold of me somehow, and we could work something out. I'll get one out to you. But today's video is a follow-up to not the last video, but the video before last, where I was given a load that I could not deliver, and I was pissed off about it, and I was sitting there outside of a Waffle House, and I was all mad. I'll leave a link to the other video that I'm referring to down in the description box. I encourage you to watch that one, then come back to this one. That way, this video will make a whole lot more sense. But in a nutshell, what happened was I was given a load that I could not deliver on time. I was not told what time the delivery was. I was basically given the load. They knew what time I started. They knew where I was coming from. They knew where I had to pick up and deliver. And they knew that if I delivered late, that I'd be rejected. No one told me a damn thing. So what had happened was I went to deliver, I got rejected. They told me that I had to reschedule, and I ended up sitting in a parking lot because I didn't really know what to do with the load. I had to wait for a response from my company, so I waited till the next morning before I heard something. And boy, that next morning, it got interesting. First off, that night, I left a nice little, kind of a pissed off message. Not too bad, pretty tame by my standards. I have sent some pretty rage-filled message over this Qualcomm with all kinds of curse words and F-bombs and insults and just some of the most heinous, pissed-off shit you could ever think of that you wanted to say to a dispatcher. I've sent it over. This one was pretty tame, and however, my dispatcher had a problem with it. I will show you guys the message that I sent right now. There, it says, load was refused and told it needed to be rescheduled due to it being 2.5 hours late per receiving. Great planning, guys. I wouldn't let any of you plan a child's birthday party. Now I'm stuck in a dirt lot outside a Waffle House while a dispatcher who failed to plan on this load sleeps in their bed. Perfect. I'm turning my phone off and turning the volume to silent on the Qualcomm. I'll get a hold of you when I'm ready. Like I said, that is a very tame message. One of the more tame, pissed off messages I've sent in my years of trucking with a Qualcomm. However, that next morning I had woken up and I was just getting ready to call in to figure out what they wanted me to do with this load. And then I got a call from my dispatcher, and as soon as I said hello, he said something to the effect of, don't you ever send another message like that across this Qualcomm. Now, this is the first time with this particular dispatcher that I had sent any kind of aggressive message towards. So, yeah, he said something about, don't ever send another message like that over this Qualcomm again, and something about, now I'm starting to see red as soon as I'm hearing aggression on the phone, so I don't remember exactly verbatim what was said, but it was something along the lines of, you know, if you ever send something like that again, I'm going to send you down to, I thought he said Cincinnati, which is kind of where the most high up guy that we deal with in this Coke division is. And then said something, then I lost it when he said something about load failure. Like I said in that video, or last video, whatever video, I've been with this particular company for a little over 2 years now, and I've never had a load failure. That was my fault. So that kind of got me pissed off. So I started screaming back at him. I'm like, you can't be throwing me under the bus like this, bro. Don't be doing this shit. This is pretty shady. You know, and then I was kind of cursing at him. And like I said, it just got kind of sideways. We were kind of going back and forth at it on the phone, and then I'd realize it's kind of really just not solving anything, just being pissed off on the phone. And that's when I said, we're going to get this manager, the guy down in Cincinnati, on the phone. I says, I'm not going to talk to you one-on-one on the phone. I says, we either do all our conversing over to Qualcomm or in a three-way phone call with this high-up guy in our Coke division. And it was just kind of like it went awkwardly silent between both of us. And I said, okay, we'll get that other high-up guy in our Coke division involved here. So I hang up the phone, and I'm sitting there just fuming and I sent a couple more messages. I'm trying to, no, I'm mad. I'm just pissed off at this point, but I'm still not to the point where I'm like cursing and anything like that, at least on the Qualcomm. So I start sending out message on the Qualcomm, and I say that this dispatcher's name on my Qualcomm now. I'm trying to get corporate's attention, our corporate office involved. And I said, oh, this particular dispatcher is throwing me under the bus. Please, somebody investigate. I really wish somebody from the corporate office would look at this. Oh, that's what it was. I forgot. Let's back up a little bit. Let's back this train up a little bit. He said on the phone, that's why. Now, this is a little trick that I had learned back when I worked for Warner over these Qualcomms. When you send an aggressive message or a pissed off message, dispatchers don't like it, not because you're being rude to them. They couldn't give a shit. You don't know how many times a dispatcher deals with a rude driver. It's all day, every day. It comes with that territory. But when you send it over a Qualcomm, what happens, a lot of the times, a lot of your messages, especially like free forms and stuff, your dispatchers, whether it's a fleet manager or however it works in your company, their bosses get to see these messages. And if you send over a pissed off message, the dispatcher's boss is going to read it and see it, and then he's going to start confronting that dispatcher, saying, hey, why is this driver so mad? What'd you do to make him so angry? Or tell me the situation, or what's going on? Why do we have a pissed off driver, basically? And in my particular situation, it was because I was given a load that I could not deliver on time, which did result in a load failure, but I had nothing to do with that. It was impossible. Now, I know what happened. A lot of these dispatchers, they don't take into account real world stuff. They'll see you on a computer, and then they'll say, okay, you have X amount of miles, X amount of hours to get there. And then they think, all right, well, as long as he hits it at 65 miles an hour with no downtime, no traffic, no stopping to take a piss or get food or stretch your legs or whatever, just that you become a mathematical equation with miles per hour to the time that's allowed for you to get the load wherever it needs to be. So I did. Technically, when I was dispatched that load to the time it had to deliver, I had exactly, like, pretty much down to the second I could have gotten there. But even though I had a drop and hook, still, there's a drop and hook, there's time involved. Usually it takes at least a half an hour to drop and hook after the paperwork, dropping your empty, picking up the loaded trailer and getting out the gate and all this. But then again, you still have to account for other things, such as, you got to stop and take a piss or use a bathroom or just stretch your legs, get something to eat, traffic. A lot of other factors come into play when dispatchers plan these loads, or should come into play, that sometimes they don't really figure out. So he knew he had messed up, and I never did hear. He was supposed to get this other manager guy involved, and now this is today. Right now it's Tuesday night, and I delivered that load on Monday. He had told me that on Monday we were gonna bust this wide open and get that other manager involved. Never happened. They rescheduled the load for 10 p.m. on Monday. I got out of route miles. I got a little extra pay. And now that dispatchers calls me on the phone and sends me messages and stuff like that event never even happened. It kind of worked out, but kind of didn't. I mean, like I said, it kind of worked out in the fact that a dispatcher challenged me on something. He was trying to throw me under the bus, and I called him on it. And I'm like, you're not throwing me under this bus for something that I have no control over. Kind of didn't work out in my favor, because now I have a dispatcher out there who's prone to doing things like this. I've only been dealing with this particular... I've dealt with them on occasion in the past, but now I'm on, like I said, I don't know, about a month ago or so, I switched to this Michigan fleet, and that's as long as I've been dealing with this particular dispatcher full time. So, I don't know, hopefully this little event proved to him that I'm not taking no shit. I'm not, it's too bad. I see a lot of drivers out here just eating crap from everybody. From shippers and receivers, from their company, from anybody willing to give them shit, they're just taking it and eating it. And that's not cool, because that's how, when you have a big group of drivers out there doing that, everyone else who they deal with thinks they do that to every driver. So that's not cool. Stand up for yourselves, don't take shit, and don't forget to wash your asses while you're at it. But alright, I'm parked at the truck stop, and I'm about to go home. I don't have any load for tomorrow as of yet. I'll probably figure out in the morning what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I already worked all day today. Well, not all day. I stayed out last night, and I slept out. Where is it? I don't even know. Somewhere on 94, but just outside of Paw Paw, Michigan. I don't know the city. There's a little Speedway truck stop out there I stayed the night at. And then I picked up a load in Grand Rapids, delivered it to Highland Park, and I didn't have anything else lined up after that. So just went south a little ways, parked at my truck stop, and now I'm going to take my ass home and enjoy the rest of my night and then figure out what I'm doing in the morning. But I do appreciate you guys watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that thumbs up. And if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and I'll let you know every time I make a new video. So I appreciate you guys sticking around. Stay safe out there, and as always, run hard and get paid.